Hi gorgeous! Welcome back to the 80s. Today's makeup tutorial is 80s glam rock inspired. If this is the first video you've seen from me of its kind, I will have the whole playlist linked for you below of past historically accurate videos that I have done in this series, and you're welcome to watch to your heart's content. Please subscribe so you'll always be notified of new videos like this that are posted in the future. Now this video is not being labeled historically accurate like so many others that I've done in this series before, simply because there's not a lot of information out there on 80s glam rock. So I couldn't base today's tutorial off of facts that were verifiable from the 80s glam rock period. I more or less went off of pictures that I found online of musicians like Bon Jovi and Boy George to create this 80s glam rock inspired look. But what I have done to keep with the historically accurate theme that we have running here is I've sprinkled 80s facts throughout the video to bring a little bit of that nostalgia back and keep it interesting. Now 80s makeup, we know, has no rules. It's very creative. Take every single rule that you know about makeup and throw it out the window. I had a lot of fun creating this, and I sincerely hope you enjoy it. Beginning with an eyeshadow primer, I'm using the one from NARS, and I'm not only applying this on my lid, but all around the eye, because I'm going to be putting color everywhere. It's going to look like this palette exploded on my eye. The eyeshadow palette I'm choosing to go with for this 80s glam rock look is Mermaids. This is from Sedona Lace. And I'm using the dark blue eyeshadow from this palette first and applying it on the middle of the lid. After that, I'm going back with the lighter blue in this palette, layering it over the top of that to brighten it up a little bit. Taking the deepest purple from this palette, I'm applying it on the outer third of the lid and blending it back into the blue. Then I took this really light purple from the palette, such a beautiful color. I applied it on the inner third of the lid first, and then I started to blend it into the inner crease and carried it up to touch the brow. Yes, touch the brow with this color. Like I said, there are no rules with 80s makeup. Throw everything that you know out the window. Then I went back with a little bit more of that dark purple and started deepening the outer crease. Taking the lighter purple that I used earlier, I'm using this to contour the sides of the nose. And that was one of the things I noticed in these 80s glam rock looks, was that they contoured with color. I know this is really wild looking, but when you think about it, it's not much different than what we're doing today, especially when you consider those rainbow highlighters out there, unicorn highlighters. Not much different, but beautiful then, beautiful now. Taking this pink shade from the palette, I used this to blend out the edges of the purples that we had applied earlier. And one of the things that I do know about the 80s is that pink, blue, and purple were very popular eyeshadow colors, and that's why I'm choosing these colors for this look. One of the other things I noticed about these 80s looks was they extended the eyeshadow out past the outer V. So I'm using a little bit more of that dark purple to begin to blow it out past the corners of the eyes. And I went back and forth with the dark purple and the pink until I created a blend that I was happy with. Next eyeshadow I'm taking is from MAC. This is Bright Future. It is a limited edition eyeshadow, but you could use any really bright yellow in its place. And I used this to highlight the brow bone. I started with a tiny amount on application, and then I liked it so much I said, let me just layer that stuff on. You wouldn't think yellow would look good with these colors, but it's surprisingly really pretty.
I also went back with the white eyeshadow from this palette and layered it over the blue shade in the middle to help lighten it a little bit more. Using the dark purple again, I applied this on the lower lash line from the outer corner to the inner corner. And I also started to connect it back into the outer corner of the eye. I also used a little bit of the lighter purple we used earlier and blended it on that lower lash line to create this raccoon eye effect, which was really popular in 80s glam rock looks. You wanted to look like you had slept in your makeup. I went back with that same yellow eyeshadow I used on the brow bone and used it to further contour the edges of the nose. And then I took the black eyeshadow from the palette and used it on the outer half of the lower lash line to further add to that raccoon eye look. I did add a very natural pair of false eyelashes so as not to detract from the eye look, and here I used White Lie from InkyMinkyLashes.com, and I also added a mascara onto the lower lashes. For those cheeks, I went in with another Sedona lace palette. This is one of their cheek palettes, and I took one of those really bright pinks and applied racing stripes on my face. If you don't have racing stripes by the time you're done, you didn't do it right. You also want to bring your blush color up onto the temples and blend it into the eyes a little bit. More is better. More. One of the things I also noticed with these 80s glam rock looks is they always had red lips. So I chose to go with Milani's Best Red to complete the look.
Let me know where you'd like our time machine to travel to next. And if you see a comment below that someone else has made and you really want to see that era too, give it a thumbs up. And the comments that have the most thumbs up will be the next eras that we visit. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if you'd like to see more videos in this series, I'll have the full playlist linked for you below. Don't forget to subscribe for more like this in the future. I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you again in another historically accurate trip back in time.